Please don't be mad at me. I know I disappeared for a couple of weeks and I actually had the bulk of this video done before my disappearance, but life just kind of dogpiled on me and I got behind. So I'm sorry. Today we're going to do something fun because the first week that I disappeared was the birthday of my very favorite person in the world, and that's my daughter. And every single year for her birthday since she was born, I have made her her own polyhedral dice set that she can have one day when she's older. Well, this year she's 6 and it occurred to me that she uses dice now. So rather than making her a 7-piece polyhedral dice set that she won't be able to use for a few more years, I made her a D6 set. And this design is really fun. We took my daughter to an indoor water park for her birthday, so I decided that this dice set should be inspired by mermaids. And it's a really fun pour, and I'm super excited to share it with you. If you want to see how to make your own mermaid-inspired dice set using pretty simple materials, this is the video for you. I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process of how I did it, and they turned out great. I'm really excited to share this with you. The first step in creating any dice set is always planning, and for me, that means going through my materials and deciding what I'm going to use. I started with the basic concept of mermaid and went from there. I knew I wanted to include all of the pretty elements, so I started by selecting a piece of Angelina foil to include. Then I chose my glitter. I knew that I was going to be using those because these big, round, chunky coin-like glitter will always sink to the bottom, which makes a really cool mermaid effect. After that, it was just a matter of sorting through everything I have. I picked out some mermaid glitter. I picked out some mermaid mica powder. I picked out some mermaid, sort of like a chunky mylar, and just got everything together that I wanted to use. I am making my daughter a 6-piece dice set, but I always like to make one for my husband and I out of all of the sets I make for her every year. So he and I will each get one of these extra D6s that are in this mold. I start, as ever, by measuring and mixing the resin. If you're new here and you're just learning, just make sure you're really careful when you measure. You want to be as accurate as possible because being off even just a little bit can cause problems with curing. Stir slowly if you're trying to avoid bubbles. And then once your resin is mixed, you can divide it up however you need to. I'm pouring a little bit into a second cup so that I can add all of my glitters and the other elements that I want to include in this dice set without putting those in my entire cup of resin. I'm starting with this very tiny cup of resin because I just need to coat this glitter that is essentially going to be the mermaid fin inspiration for this piece. So obviously I know these are going to sink right to the bottom. Next, I am going to mix all of my elements into this little cup. So I have a little bit of a mermaid mylar, a little bit of a mermaid glitter. I've got a purple sort of chunky mylar that's a little iridescent. And I think I'm adding some more flaky stuff. And then I'm just going to mix all that together. I always do a little bit less than I think I'm going to need, give it a mix, and then see if it needs to be adjusted from there. I don't think I mentioned it, but I do always put my Angelina film down first because I don't like working with it once resin is involved and it's sticky. So that was put in first, and then I am very slowly adding my mixture of the sort of glitter, chunky mylar combination that I mixed into my smaller plastic cup. I fill it about halfway and give it a stir. I find that this helps to make sure that all of the inclusions get mixed in properly and they don't create extra bubbles. Once that is done, I am going in with this chunky glitter mixture. Again, I know this is going to sink. It is intentional. This is way too heavy to not sink. So that's why I just coated it with some resin to help prevent bubbles, and I'm putting it right into the mold. You can see here I was actually off a little bit and I did have to mix a tiny bit more because I want a lot. I want these to settle to the bottom, and I want it to be very obvious that they're essentially supposed to be the bottom layer of the dice. Once that's done, I'm going to go in with more of the resin mixture that has the glitter and the mylar. Then when it is almost completely full, I probably left about a quarter, I am just going to pour a little bit of that purple mica powder that you saw me pick out. I'm doing it from up high. I really don't want this to be overwhelming. I just want it to be like little tendrils of the purple. So that's why I did it up high and I didn't do a lot. And then when that is done, I top it off with the remaining glitter mylar mixture that I have. And then I'm gonna give them all another stir. I just find this helps. I work with heavy inclusions almost constantly, and stirring like this a couple times throughout the process definitely seems to help. And the times I did not do it, I always got more voids and worse results. It is still a little bit cold when I was making this dice set, so I am popping the bubbles with a heat gun and not just a lighter. I find the heat gun works a little bit more when the resin is a bit thicker from the cold. And then I'm just finishing off the rest of the resin that I had in this cup. I always overfill all of my dice pours until there's almost like a dome of excess resin. And I find that that works the best for preventing voids caused by shrinkage. 20-ish hours later, it was time for the demold, and I was actually a little concerned. I wasn't sure if we were gonna have some small voids or holes because of how much crap I shoved into this dice set, but as you can see, they turned out great. You see that bottom layer of the multicolored green glitter there on the bottom. That is exactly the effect I wanted. That is exactly what I had hoped would happen. I almost wanted it to be that bottom layer to represent the mermaid fin or mermaid scales, or however you want to think of it. You can see there's just little cloud-like swirls of the purple mica, just giving that suggestion without overpowering the entire piece. I still wanted to make sure we had some translucent windows. And obviously there's also quite a bit of sparkle because I really loaded this up with the glitter and the glittery mylar and all of those elements. Now, I had hoped to sand and polish and ink these before filming the rest of this video, but I just did not have time. My last couple weeks have been so crazy, but that means you all can help me pick which color I should do for the pips. We're going mermaid vibes, so my gut instinct is pink, but I don't know if we think something metallic might work. We've got a little bit of a Little Mermaid vibe going on here with the color of the fins and the purple, and I would just love to hear your suggestions for a final ink choice for this dice set before I hand them off to my daughter, who I think is going to be very enamored of her new sparkly mermaid dice. If you liked this video, please click like. If you want to watch more videos like this in the future, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I should be back next week. I am actually going to post a little poll because I would love some input about what you all want to see next week. I'm thinking I'm either going to do how to sand Dice Masters or how to make molds. In theory, making Dice Masters would come first, but I know a lot of you have been asking for mold making tutorials, so I'd love to hear you weigh in so I know which direction I'm going. Until next week, thank you all for watching.